Dear friends, I hope you're doing well at this time. We've been keeping you in prayer here at Christ Church, and we're in the midst of calling folks on our parish list and reaching out through various ways, but we are indeed in prayer. One of the things I've recently heard, and I'm sure many of us heard, is that in a way today we are staying together by being apart, and so we understand that this is a very stressful and an anxious time for everybody. So what we thought we'd do is just offer a period of reflection on the nature of stress and anxiety. I'd like to introduce the Reverend Canon Dr. Jody Clark. Jody is an honorary assistant here at Christ Church and our theologian in residence. He also is the associate professor of pastoral theology at the Atlantic School of Theology. So Jody will speak with us and offer us his words. God bless.
Hi, this is Jody Clark again, and again I'm here in Christ Church, Dartmouth, and I'm the honorary assistant at Christ Church. I work at Atlantic School of Theology, and if you've been watching this or you're on this channel, you'll know that I've done a piece on anxiety and how we can deal with anxiety. But I want to talk about three other things really quickly for people whose anxiety shoots up really high. The thing about the COVID-19 virus or any kind of pandemic or cultural crisis or phenomena like that is it can become a stimulus for other traumas. It can make us feel other things we've experienced in our own lives. And I just want you to be aware of that there are triggers in this because we feel helpless almost instantly. For a whole lot of people, if you've had earlier traumas, this is another way of activating those traumas. So if your anxiety level rises really quickly, it may in fact just be a trigger to a previous experience, and that's not nice. And so maybe you can forgive yourself and forgive your neighbors and forgive your friends when things get really, really tense. But it usually activates something that you've been wrestling around, that's been rocking around in your unconscious for a while. So again, go back to the breathing exercises, pay attention to yourself, and give yourself a bit of a break. This is a helpless time for a lot of people. And essentially, misery is alleviated when we recognize the company that's something a whole lot of people are experiencing. So don't be surprised by that phenomena. It's acute stimuli, and it happens because we're feeling helpless. The second thing about feeling helpless, and the reason that the trauma is associated with it, is that suddenly the world seems smaller and we become more anxious. We begin to project that, we externalize that, we get mad when we don't need to get mad. Again, it's really important just to pull that back into the very best of our ability. It's hard to do, but it's really critical for us to do it. It's not as bad as we think it is. When anxiety gets really the best of us, suddenly the worm on the floor becomes a snake, or the little argument becomes a war. Our key and the thing for us to do at that point is to de-escalate it, to bring it back down into perspective. Again, breathing exercises are critical, focusing exercises are critical, taking a break is critical, and being gentler with yourself is really critical. I know it's easier said than done, but believe me, those are things we have to practice as a part of our own spiritual practice. It's tough, but someone's got to do it. And right now, in the face of this big crisis that our world's facing, to be in solidarity with everybody, that's something we have to do. The third thing in the face of a trauma that's really important for us to do is stay connected to each other. So when you're feeling really helpless, find somebody else who feels really helpless and give them a call. Meister Eckhart, the great German mystic, said once, when I feel really lonely, I imagine myself in the company of a small child. And suddenly I don't feel quite as lonely anymore. There are lots of lonely people out there, and if you can give them a call or connect with them in whatever way, email, text, just to say hi, in a time when we're feeling isolated and helpless, anything we can do to stem that tide is like holy balm on injuries and wounds. So when you're feeling helpless, do the impossible and reach out to others. Just ask them, how are you today? I was thinking of you. You're in my prayers. Earnestly, you're in my prayers. So 3 things. It's natural. You're going to feel anxious. It's acute stimuli. It happens. The second thing is take time. Anxiety is a way of throwing things out of perspective. Pull it back in perspective. And the third thing, and the most important thing, take time to take care of each other. It's going to help us all. And you're less helpless then. Thank you.